today I'm going to be demoing how to use Power BI to visualize your CRM data. And some of the stuff that we're going to import today is the system, user set, the lead set, opportunity set, and account set. And these are the columns that we will be using out of those sets. So the first thing that we want to do is open up our Power BI and attach it to our, in this case we're going to use a demo version of CRM Online, and that is always, I've already attached to it before, and so it's under my recent sources. So I'm going to connect to that and talk about some of the data sets that we will be using. So the system user has been set up to flag them on the territory, the salesperson's territory, and the business unit that they are associated with. And those are the columns we'll be using out of that. And the lead set is, basically has our source. The account set will be the customer's account, and will have their city and state address that we can use to map to, and then the opportunities with the actual estimated close dates, the amounts, and where it may be at in the sales stage and the status of that report. So first of all, we want to take our sets. So we want to do our account set, our lead set, opportunity set, and then our system user set, and bring those into our system. So that'll be evaluating the process and bringing that data in for us to query. I've basically got that already fired up, so we don't have to wait, and have brought that into another set. So I'm going to look at our data, and as you can see, the data has many tables in there, and is something that we're going to be removing tables, expanding these that have associated records underneath so that we can get the detailed data within that. So in the system user set, if we look at that, we just need the system user ID, the territory ID, and the business unit ID. So the easiest way to do that is to click up here on the Home tab and choose Columns. Now the default sort is by how the table is laid out, but you can also sort by name from the drop down here. And then so what we need is the business unit, ID. So we need to unselect all these. First one is business unit ID. Territory ID is the next one that we're looking for. Let's see, where's it at? Territory ID, and then the system user ID. So let's take a brief minute to go back out to your CRM Online and basically manipulate the data. All data, if you make a mistake, all the changes that you're transforming from your original data are over here in this box where you can easily click the X and go back to the original records. So I have my system user ID, my business unit ID, and my territory ID. So all it has is an associated record for both business unit and territory, but I really need to get at the expanded data underneath of it. So the first thing I need to do is click on the expand button here, and it presents me with the options that are available in here. For this exercise, I only need the name. So I'll click on the name. It'll apply the expanded business user definitions over here. And then the same for territory. I want to look at name. So I have some additional data in here because it's a demo version, and this is basically my higher level corporate data, and I don't want to have that in my analysis for this purposes. So I can easily filter this out and say does not equal, and put in the KTL Inc. Demo, and apply that transformation. So now I've got the basic data for my system user set. The same way for the information on my lead user lead set, and so I only need the lead ID and the lead source on that aspect. So I go and do the same thing again, click off all the data, and I need the lead ID and the lead source. So here's my lead ID and the lead source. Goes out, does the transformation. I need to expand my lead source code. Only one record for that, and that's the value. And then here's my values for that aspect. One of the things that I want to do in this is basically do a replace of the values that are associated with this particular set, and I can go in here and replace the values. So for one, I want to make it equal to advertisement. First thing I need to do is actually transform this into a text. So change the type to text, so I can do that. Now I'll be able to replace the data values. So one is advertisement. Two is employee referral. And I'm going to skip over the next and show you the completed data, but basically 3 would be external referral, 4 would be partner, 5 would be public relations, 6 would be seminar, 7 would be trade show, 8 would be the web, 9 would be word of mouth, and 10 would be other. And this is basically what that values would then be associated with the lead source value code. And I have a couple other columns in here, but for this demo they're not needed. So the same way for the account set, I want to look at the account ID, the account number, and city and state. So I do the same process from the account set, and clicking on the home, choose the columns that I need, and then expand the records. Basically, the accounts would then look similar to this after the transformations are all complete, where I would have the account ID, the account number, the city, and the state or province associated with that. And then my last one that I will be transforming data on will be my opportunity set. So in my opportunity set, I need to look at the opportunity ID, the originating ID, the account owner ID, estimated close date, estimated amount, actual close date, actual close amount, the sales stage, status, and then the created date. So I'll remove the other columns from this table, and then expand the ones that had record associated with them to get the value from that opportunity. And then what I'm left with is basically something that looks like this. So I have my close date, and I've renamed it the amount, which was the actual value, the customer, the estimated close date, estimated amount, name, opportunity ID, originating lead ID, the owner name, the parent account ID, sales stage, status, and subject. And I've done a replace on the sales stage and the status, where this status is actually the state code, where 1 would be open, or 0 would be open, 1 would be 1, and 2 would be lost. And then the sales stage, basically 0 for qualify, 1 for develop, 2 for propose, and then 3 for close. So to build my visualizations, I'm going to do one of the things in here, which is basically merge queries, where I can bring data from other sets into one set to easily work with it during the visualization process. So to do that, I'm going to click on my opportunities set, and I've renamed this to opportunities instead of opportunity set. Click on my merge query. It brings up my opportunities set on the top half. And what I want to bring in is the territory and business unit that the owner of this opportunity is in. So what I need from here is the opportunity ID that I'll be linking or joining to. Then using the user set, clicking on the system user ID to merge the data into the opportunities set. So what I'm left with is a table that I can then expand, and what I need out of here is territory and business unit. So it easily includes those two in the table expansion. I can rename the column, so just easily renaming the column from a right-click perspective, of clicking on it and going down to rename. And I'm just going to call this territory, and on the other one, rename that to business unit. So I now have my data transformed into some usable sets. So I have the leads accounts, opportunities, and users. So I'm going to do one thing to my opportunity set now that I have it here. I'm going to duplicate it so that I can do some custom calculations off of it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is rename my duplication to group by sales and product. And then once I have that done, I'm going to look at grouping this data on some additional attributes. So I go over here to transform and say group by in this one. So I want to group it by three different columns in this. And the first one that I want to do it by is by name. The next is territory. And then finally by the status that it's currently in. And then I want to, my value for those group bys, I'm going to change this column name to total amount and make it the sum operation, and then I'm going to do it by the actual amount that is closed on the opportunity. So that's easily how this is opportunity set got recalculated into groupings, and a calculation based on those groupings by the type or service that they had called in for, the territory, and what the status was on that particular opportunity. I can easily reduplicate this again, change the name by, and I'm going to show you a different functionality here. Pivot sales is what I'm going to call this one. But in this case, what I'm going to do is pivot my sales columns for this opportunities that I've replicated or duplicated. So I can easily go to in here now and click on the sales stage column. So we'll find the sales stage, click on pivot column, and we want to pivot this column on the estimated amount. So what this quickly does is goes out, makes 4 additional columns in your transformation for the 4 individual basically stages of your opportunity, which was qualify, develop, propose, and close. And it sums that information up by each one of those basic stages of the development life cycle of the opportunity. So I'm going to save and close this and apply the changes to my evaluation back behind the scenes, so I can start doing some additional customizations on this do some visualizations, I should say, on this on this data that I brought in from my CRM online. So I'm going actually, to speed this up, I'm going to remove some of these original data sets that I brought in because I'm working with local data right now that will not need to go back out to CRM to basically apply the information. So I've applied the transformations. I save my document, and now I'm able to go in and build my customizations, or visualizations I should say, not customizations. One of the handy tools and way to extend Power BI that Microsoft has done is allowed individual developers and themselves to add custom visualizations to Power BI that you can download and then import into your models. One of the ones that I'm going to use today is basically the timeline visualization, and I can download it and then import it into my visualization. But this is ever-changing and a great resource to enhance the out-of-the-box ability of Power BI, and I've actually put that already in my model, and by clicking on it, it adds it to my page. And I'm going to go into opportunities and click on the close date to easily add that visualization to the page. And this will be basically a slicer that I can use to make my the additional charts that I use or add to this page more interactive. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a stacked column chart where I'm going to look at my close date, my business unit, and the amount that I may have sold. So I'm going to click on the amount, and then so that's my value, and then in the axis, I'm going to put in the close date, drag the close date over, and look at just the close date. And then on my legend, I want to put in the business unit. So I'm going to drag business unit over the legend, and now when I make changes to the time slicer above, it makes my my close date by business unit chart below interactive for the end user. So this, I have my legends across the top. By default it's on monthly. I can easily close to quarterly, change the chart to go by quarterly or by year if I need to do that aspect. So a couple other visualizations that I'm going to add to this is I'm going to add a pie chart. So I'm going to use a pie chart, and what I'm going to get out of this is I want to look at my actual value of my won opportunities by lead source. So I'm going to look at the amount, obviously, and then the lead source. So I'm going to take the lead source and put that into the legend and see if I can. So now when I drag my slicer, timeline slicer, I can see it fully interactive along with my stacked bar chart down below. So I can basically analyze over time my business unit's performance and where the leads were coming from for that performance. One of the other neat ones that I may want to put in there is just a simple bar chart, or a bar or table that shows actual values that I may be interested in. In this case, I'm going to look at amount, and I'm going to want to look at territory and the, say, business unit. And I can easily change how that flows. So I can select territory and drag it to the top and business unit underneath of it. So I can see which territories are performing, and I want to easily sort this by highest to lowest performing territories. So I'm just going to click on the down arrow and it resorts it, basically showing me that the Northeast with Office 365 is, my most profitable, or doing the best in sales. Not profitability, but actually sales, because I don't have profitability in this analysis. So that's just a brief overview of how Power BI can be used to analyze and get your dynamic CRM online data. If you wish to see more of this or explore some of the other aspects that I'm going to be talking about in our KTL Users Conference coming up in May, I'll be actually adding additional information from GP, and showing like some AR data that is associated with the CRM data, so that you can merge your data and analyze it as a complete package or a complete analysis package when you got both information together. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this brief video on Power BI and visualizing your CRM data.